In a peculiar little town where the sun always shines just right, there existed a strange phenomenon. The clocks had a peculiar habit of sneezing, and each sneeze had quite an extraordinary consequence. You see, whenever a clock sneezed, time went backwards exactly 5 minutes. At first, the townsfolk found this amusing. They'd gain extra time to complete tasks or finish a delicious scoop of ice cream before it melted. But as the sneezes became more frequent, chaos began to ensue. The world found itself in perpetual bedtime, the hands of the clock never managing to move beyond that sleepy hour. The town was buzzing with confusion. Children yawned endlessly, their bedtime stories looping back on themselves. Mothers found themselves perpetually tucking in tired kiddos, and fathers couldn't carve a pumpkin pie without the dough strangely reuniting with raw flour as the clock sneezed. Amongst all this, lived a cat, a remarkably drowsy feline named Yawnzarella. Yawnzarella was special, not just because of her perpetually sleepy gaze, but because she could understand the true language of clocks. One winding morning, as adults repeatedly spilled their coffee while trying to adjust their bewildering sleeves, Yawnzarella decided she needed to take action. With a long yawn and deep stretch, she padded over to the grand clock tower that stood in the center of town. Upon the tower door, there were curious runes twinkling beneath her paw prints, whispering secrets of the clock's mechanism. Yawnzarella listened closely, her whiskers twitching with intrigue. The runes told of a mysterious cog within the heart of the clock tower, a cog that, when sneezed upon, inspired all clocks to mimic its allergy. This mischievous cog had caught a sneezy cold. Determined to end this bedtime saga, Yawnzarella gathered bundled yarn and a tiny feather duster. She climbed the winding stairs leading to the top of the tower, her paws leaving prints of magic along the dusty steps. Inside, the tower was filled with the tick-tock symphony of spinning gears. There, in the middle, lay the sneezy cog, looking pitiful with a dribble of tickle sneezing powder upon it. With a swift flick of her feather duster, floof, floof, Yawnzarella tided away the sneezing powder. As the cog wheezed its last sneeze, the time began to settle once more. A joyful chime resonated throughout the clocks in town. Time resumed its regular march forward, leaving the bedtime confusion behind. The townsfolk cheered and threw a celebration for their heroic kitty. Yawnzarella, however, just preferred a quiet nap on the warm cobblestones, the tickling tendrils of grass swaying around her. And from then on, the clocks sneezed no more, respectfully ticking to their own tune, under the watchful eye of the town's beloved Yawnzarella.